Alright, race is starting, I guess.
They're not answering me.
The commentators, I reckon.
I think he was talking about the people in the SRL
Alright, the
room.
race started.
Oh, I see.
It's not saying
And
anything, but
off we go.
I mean, it looks like we don't have a timer set up for cheese yet, so
Does he have one on his stream?
I actually don't know. They might have to make one for him.
Let me check that. I mean, it's not an absolutely necessary thing. In case you guys don't know, they do not need to have a timer on their stream, since they are both going off of the SRL time, and that's measured with the SRL bot on the IRC channel. Cheese does have a timer on his stream, so it's not that it's not showing up.
That's weird. That's weird indeed. Alright, so both of these runners here are going to open up with a strat called Lakitu Skip. Cheese looks like he does have a little bit of a lead here. He pulls Lakitu Skip off perfectly.
Yep, and Gombill following him. This lead is most likely just due to differences in stream lag. Gombill gets his Lakitu skip as well. And okay, here's where we're going to see the first route divergence. That's a word, I swear. The first route divergence of the game. First off, they're going to both do bomb clip, as tends to be usual. You can use that bomb to clip yourself through the gate, because why not? And then Cheese is going to go back into the painting. Or not, never mind. I guess he's using a different route. Hello.
So he might be doing Womps 9 here.
Yep, he is
For the
probably...
race.
Looks like it. For those worried about what's happening to Gombill, he is... No, right, Cheese was the one with that. He has been having some troubles with his capture card, so his stream might freeze up a couple times. Don't worry about it. He will hop back on as soon as possible. Yep, as the chat is mentioning, that thing I mentioned with Wompsten is called an island hop. What he was going to do, what his usual 70-star route is to do an island hop, which involves getting onto the Bob-omb's battlefield island without the wing cap. And it's a strat that is a little too risky for a tournament, so he decided to just forgo it. And Gombill is back.
So that's good.
Both of them entering Womp's Fortress. Very technical stage for the beginning of a run.
Beautiful Owless from Cheese.
Oh god. Owless, for those who... We're getting like both of the big tricks of Womps shown off right next to each other. Owless and Cannonless. So Owless, for those who don't know, is what Cheese did with triple jumping onto the cage and then wall jumping off of it. And Cannonless is what he's doing right now, running off of that plank in order to clip into the wall and get that star. Both of them are going to be using those strats. They save... Cannonless saves a massive amount of time compared to the vanilla, to the casual way of doing it, because you have to bring out the cannon, etc. Owless actually saves between 6 and 8 seconds. So it's not that big of a save, but at this level, like, you need every second.
So it looks like they're getting Cheese's timer pulled up now. So we'll be able to see the comparison there in time.
Not only that, we're going to be able to actually see the restreamers are actually going to be able to sync their streams so that we can get an actual comparison. Cheese is having a little trouble with his movement here. That's unusual to see.
Oh man. 100 coins seems to be giving Cheese a little problem here.
Yep, and Gombill, that's allowed Gombill to actually take the lead. I mean, this small of a lead
This early is
in the game, like anything can happen, especially when we go upstairs. But yeah, we'll have to see how many times they pass each other at least.
Normally the game audio doesn't sound quite like that. I don't know. It's definitely a weird sound.
I would say it's most probably because it's being recorded with a mic rather than... It might be because of the way the capture card is set up. It might be because it's picking up a mic instead of the sound directly.
Alright, so for PBs, obviously, we all know that Cheese has got world record with a 47.6, and Gombill has a 53.02, if I'm correct.
53.02, that's correct, yes.
Yeah, Cheese is the only 70-star runner that has a 47-minute run.
Yep. For those who are asking, it's 47.56 that that Cheese's PB is. It seems J-Mill didn't quite come through there.
Oh, lol. I assure you that's not what I said.
And it looks like Gombill is not going for Owlless. He is going to just do the casual strat and fall into the cage, aka the name of the star. No, it actually, like, Owlless only saves about 6 to 8 seconds, so you can see that without taking into account the stream lag difference, like, that's allowed Cheese to make up like the small advantage he had. Gombill is still slightly in the lead due to their about 10-second stream difference, but now they're a little closer.
Yeah, Gombill definitely playing it safe. They're both very seasoned runners here, so
yeah,
they're
absolutely.
both definitely not new to the game.
Gombill actually did really well during the group stages.
We're definitely in for a good race.
And that freeze that you just saw right there was Cheese's stream being synced up, so now we should be seeing both of them at the same time, and we're going to be able to see which one of them is actually in the lead.
Gombill just in front.
And now both of them are going to be doing what I like to call a yump, and what many other people call a text box skip, which involves jumping off of the button and hitting the star before hitting the ground. When you hit the ground, the text box explaining the red coin boxes appears. But if you manage to hit the star before the ground, that overrides it, and you don't have to go through the text box through the text box.
Sorry. This level right here is, for that reason, exactly right there, as I was about to say. Definitely an aggravating, very highly skilled level.
Yep, Gombill is also using a non-standard way of getting that coin, kicking off before kicking kicking in order to gain back the height and get back onto the thing, and that's what cost him that fall there, and that's already put Cheese in the lead by an actually significant amount. Gombill manages to make normal cycle.
Cheese going for his Bowser throw currently. Looking good so far.
And I would like to remind everyone in the chat to not underestimate Bowser. Bowser has ruined a lot of runs.
That he has. Cheese gets to throw up cleanly though. He cheesed it.
And Gombill gets Dancing Bowser RNG. Nice. Could that be an omen? Question marks?
Alright, so now Cheese is going for the strat called Sky Jump here in Bomb on Battlefield. It's the... I don't want to say the actual way to get to the island, because it's not, but it's the speedrunning way to get there without island hop.
You will see most of the runners, I mean, if not all of the runners that we have on this tournament using Sky Jump, like Cheese just did, in order to get onto that star. If you watch Cheese when he's actually doing 70 star attempts, he will use something else called Island Hop, in which he gets that star without needing the wing cap, basically, with a technique that's been mentioned before called Island Hop. It's actually really, really nice to watch.
Looks like we have plenty of supporters on both sides here in chat, so that's always...
I feel, to be honest, I feel like half the chat is just playing the Kappa emoticon in their mind, just over and over with how they're roasting Cheese. Now Gombill doing literally my favorite strat of the game, just grabbing the penguin, sliding off of the level's geometry, and arriving at your destination. Cheese follows him right behind. It's this strategy is easy. Easy as in, I don't run this game and I've managed to do that once. So yeah, that's literally why it's my favorite, just because I can do it.
Alright, looks like Gombill's going for CCM18.
Yep. For those who don't know, CCM18 means that Gombill is going to pair the 100 coin star with the second slide star, which means that he will go out of CCM with 18 stars. I do believe Cheese uses CCM 17, right?
Yes, he's going for it as we speak here.
Yep.
He's going for the 100 coin as we speak, I should say.
Perfect. So the big difference between CCM 17 and 18, apart from the fact that, well, there's going to be a 1-star difference for a chunk of the run, the big difference is that it's a little... CCM 17 is actually a little more lenient. It allows you to miss a few coins inside the slide and then be able to make up for them later. And Gombill is going to go for his 100 coin right now, pairing it with the penguin slide race.
That penguin can be really bad to you. He can be mean.
Oh, it's absolutely horrible. I remember when I was a kid doing the penguin race and getting pushed off constantly. I think I beat it maybe once.
Gombill performs it pretty cleanly here.
manages to get it on the last coin, which is exactly what he wanted. If you manage to get the star to spawn on the last or second to last coin, you can reach it with just a long jump. Anything further back than that, and you have to do backwards kicks in order to get to the star, which loses a lot more time. And we can see that even though Cheese and Gombill have the same amount of stars, Gombill is going back into CCM in order to do the 18th star. Now, the good part about that is that we are going to see stars that we don't usually see from both runners. cheese05 complements his CCM17 by doing SSL secrets, which not many runners decide to do. And Gombill complements his CCM18 by doing THI reds instead of TTC 100, which is also not an extremely popular choice. Most runners, if they do CCM17, end up deciding to do, for example, Toxic Maze in HMC. So you guys are going to get to see a couple of stars that we don't usually see in these runs.
Very tricky strat right there, and it did not pay off for Pillarless.
Yep, he's going for the top of the pyramid star as a backup, and we'll be able to watch him attempt it again. I swear I can English.
Alright, here he goes for it again. Looks like this might be a good one here.
And he's aligned correctly, and he goes in. So, for those who don't know, Pillarless is a strat. Oof, that's not good. He missed the second secret there, and is going to have to go back up. So, as I was saying, Pillarless is a very precise trick involving basically the same mechanic that they use for the bomb clip at the beginning of the run. The difference is that they clip through the top of the pyramid, and that requires a very specific alignment that they get by jumping on top of that slope and sliding down the slope, everything. That's why you see them doing a little back and forth with the bomb. And then they have to get through the sand pits, which can swallow them very, very fast. So they have to ground pound on them and then jump immediately. You can see Cheese going for it again.
Let's hope these secrets go good for him here. They did this time, so that's good.
In the meantime, Gombill is going to do Lethal Lava Land before shifting Sandland, so you guys are going to get to see two stages at the same time, and then we'll get to see them doing the stars that the other has already done.
Oh wow. He actually went right through the big bird.
That's really unfortunate. I don't know why, but it seems like literally every sentient thing in this game is janky in one way or another. Like the big penguin race with the penguin that pushes you off, the big womp with being able to clip through him, the manta ray in DDD with the janky water rings. It's a sight.
Both runners at 25 stars, both in Lava Land. Cheese, however, is finished with Shifting Sand Land.
Yep, we will have to see how they compare once they both go into HNC, because we're not really going to be able to see which one of them is ahead until that happens. Gombill showing off very nice strats here. Both of the stars inside the volcano make use of the lava boost. One of them going up this cascade like that, and the other one is going to make him jump on top of an elevator in order to skip the first elevator ride.
It's looking like Cheese does have the lead currently, though. But we'll be able to actually define who has the lead here once they sync back up. So once again, their PBs. Cheese is currently the world record holder with a 47.56. And Gombill has a 53.02. Both very seasoned veteran runners here. Once again.
Speaking of the runners in particular, if you guys are liking the race and you guys like seeing this, go follow them on Twitch. They stream rather often. Cheese streams basically every day, not necessarily Super Mario 64. He does quite a few different games, but go follow them. They'll surely appreciate it, and you'll get entertainment like this, but all the time, not just when we're streaming. So like win-win.
Yeah, Cheese mainly plays Super Mario 64. He's a very, very entertaining runner on both of those games, so if you guys do like him, go ahead and drop that. Gombill, he's one of the most veteran runners on this game, so I'm sure he would enjoy your company as well in his stream.
For those asking where Simply went, Simply was meant to commentate a previous race that was going to happen earlier on Speed Gaming, but we had a no-show from one of the runners. So, yep. J-Mel, you were actually scheduled for this race for a while, weren't you?
Yes. Simply was going to do this race with me, but he was occupied at the time, so. Simply will be doing the first race tomorrow morning, which I believe that is at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and that'll be between Draghi SR and Elminster RTA.
Yeah, Elminster. So here we see another route divergence. Cheese is going for DDD, and BitFS right away, and Gombill is doing the more usual route of doing HMC. Now, for those who don't know, HMC, the stage that Gombill is on now, does not have any ceilings, which we like to take advantage of by jumping over the walls, because if you want to get to the next room over, why would you use the door when you can just clip through the wall like that? It saves a lot of time.
Yeah, that triple box jump can be very, very aggravating. So once you mess it up once, it's kind of hard to get that right angle again. So Gombill went for the elevator push strat, which isn't a bad backup. It's a more traditional way to do it.
Gombill now showing off another one of the spots that we like to triple jump against. He's going for the Christmas Miracle. Doesn't seem like he's quite lined up right. Now, if you go for the Christmas Miracle with a side flip, you don't actually gain enough height to achieve it. So instead, he's doing the double jump and kicking into the wall in order to get it.
You can, however, still get a ground pound with a side flip if you get the right angle on it.
Yeah, it seemed he landed on the ground though, so he was just going for And Cheese doing Bowser on the Fire Sea, very stage that does not allow for much slacking at all.
It's got to be my least favorite Bowser level, personally.
Is it? Well, Cheese managed to get the fast cycle right there. Definitely something to point out, because that's not something that you see very often. Even at this level, even with such good runners.
Good fire seat from Cheese there. Most of us wouldn't expect any less.
Gombill going for the infamous Watch for Rolling Rockstar. And Cheese doing the Bowser throws. For those who don't know, this Bowser is actually the one that spins the fastest out of the three, so if you mess up the first throw, it's harder to line up.
Right now, Gombill heading to Dire Dire Docks after completing Hazy Maze.
Yep, and Cheese is going to do the opposite. Or not.
I think Cheese is actually doing the new 70-star route.
Oh, right, that's interesting. Do you know the new 70-star route? Because I certainly don't.
So yes, with this new route, it saves approximately 29 frames. And basically what they do is they save Hazy Maze for right before Tippy, so right before Rainbow Ride. That way they can get upstairs quicker. Like as we see here, Cheese hasn't done Hazy Maze, but he's in Wet Dry World. He'll be doing Hazy Maze right after Snowman's Land.
Oh, that's interesting.
It is pretty intriguing. But it does also add in secrets and double pillarless and shifting.
Well, that means that we are going to have absolutely no idea of who is in the lead until they enter Bowser in the Sky then. Because Cheese does TTC 100 and Gombill does not. So they are going to have at least that 1 star off difference literally until they enter Bowser in the Sky.
We'll be able to get a little bit better of an idea once they both enter Tippy, but it'll still be a little off just due to the difference in stars. She's going for Wet Dry World 100 plus secrets, I'm sure.
Yep. This one is one of the very few in which we get the 100 coin star, because getting 100 coins in some of these stages is just way too slow for obvious reasons. So this one, Womp's Fortress, CCM, and TikTok Clock are really the only ones where we get 100 coins in this run at all. And some people even decide to route out TTC 100 like Gombill is going to do.
And I know it seems like Cheese has got a really good lead right now. Oh, that's unfortunate RNG from that coin. But it looks like he's got a good lead right now just because he's doing that new 70 star where he does get upstairs quicker. But he still does have to do Hazy Maze.
Yep. And as someone mentioned in the chat, The reason for that is that if you go down to the basement with a higher amount of stars, the second MIPS spawns. So he's going to catch that MIPS instead of doing Snowman's Land Reds.
Yes,
If
correct.
chat was correct.
I forgot all about the second MIPS actually, which he can be kind of annoying because he is a faster MIPS than.
Yep. Gombill going for his Bowser in the Fire Sea fight. And for those who maybe don't know a little bit of trivia, MIPS was never meant to be in the game from the beginning. It was just that they had been, in order to test the N64, they had a few practice levels basically, and MIPS wasn't one of them, just to test out how to move characters and everything, and how to catch and how to throw, etc. And the development team grew attached to him, so they kept him.
Looks like some people might have some problem hearing me. But my mic is still on, I'm pretty sure.
I'm still hearing you, so maybe something about Mythical's connection. Speaking of that, guys, make sure to give a good hand to Mythical9, who is being our restreamer for this race, and to Fiesel, who runs the speed gaming channels. If it weren't for them, you guys wouldn't be as entertained as you are now. You would probably be off on YouTube, binging cooking videos or something.
Seems like my mic is good. Thank you, chat.
Nice. For those of you who may think I was shading, binging cooking videos is exactly what I was doing before the start of this race, so you know.
Oh yeah, and JZ87 is actually the restreamer for tonight. I meant to hop in there before Mythical, but he beat me to it.
Yep. Alright, that was my bad then. Thank you,
Big
JC.
round of applause for JC here. Doing a great job. Mythical has been doing a tremendous job this whole tournament so far, though. Same with Fiesel. They've managed to put together one of the best tournaments, in my opinion, here with Super Mario 64.
Absolutely, it's... to be honest, I wasn't even watching Twitch that often until I randomly found a Link to the Past randomizer tournament. And I was like, well, I'm staying here, I guess. And this tournament is being actually amazing. Like, you guys should have seen... If you guys were here from the beginning, seeing all of the group stage races, like, amazing for you. It's been a wild ride.
I believe the race of the tournament, however, does belong.
Oops, your mic died right there. While you remember his name, cheese05 going for a strat called Breezeless right there. Instead of going up with the breeze to the ledge and dropping down, he triple jumped and then and then ground pounded in order to get the extra height he needed to get into the niche. So that's nice to see.
It was the Paracusia Martini race. That was definitely one of the best races many of us have seen, with a 6-second differential at the final time.
Oh god, it's not the only close race we've had. Even not that long ago, I commentated one of the races that came down literally 2 Bowser throws. Like, if you guys want excitement and what's going to happen and tight races, like, this tournament is delivering.
Listen, you can always check out those VODs from previous races. I believe they're actually on Twitch and on their YouTube channel.
Yep, if you go on YouTube, you look for Speed Gaming. We upload all of the races that happened about 2 or 3 days after they happen. So if you have nothing to watch after you run out of cooking channels on YouTube, Speed Gaming is a thing that is also on YouTube as well. You might like it. Now, something interesting about the way that the paintings are set up, you saw that the water level in Wet Dry World, the world that Gombill is right now, was at mid-range instead of at the bottom for just this star. That's because he entered the painting at the middle instead of at the bottom. Depending on if you enter at the bottom, middle, or top, the water level would be at 3 different positions. Now, the interesting part is that every painting in the game is set up like this, but only this one actually uses the different entrance points. It's just that for every other painting on the game, all 3 of the strips go to the same location.
And it seems like Cheese actually pulled a 48 right before. In chat, that's what they're saying. So that's pretty good.
Yep. So
Pretty
no,
good ruster.
yeah. So yeah, Cheese isn't as rusty as chat likes to claim. And Gombill going for one of the stars that we don't usually see in this tournament, which is TH High Reds. He is doing it so that he won't have to do TTC 100.
She's definitely looking pretty good upstairs so far. Here soon we'll actually see him go back down the Hazy Maze after Snowman's Land.
Yep, he is also running with a commanding 6-star lead. It's, as we mentioned, it's not going to be clear until they actually sync up, since some of the stars take a lot longer, some of the stars take a lot less. But 6 stars is quite a difference to see at this point in the race.
That's definitely true. It's actually quite crazy. They started off really close, but then those routes just kind of split, and you never really know where they're at exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so now Cheese heading down the Hazy Maze, where he'll quit out to reload into the main lobby, go back down the basement, where he'll catch the second MIPS, and then he'll do Hazy Maze Cave.
Has absolutely no trouble catching the second MIPS, despite this one being faster.
So with that one, the best way to do it is actually do 2 dives and then a punch to catch him. That's the fastest way to do it. Compared to the first one where you can kind of do 3 dives to catch him on the 3rd dive. If you try that 3rd dive on this one, you'll actually pass him. Because he's so fast, he'll turn around and pass you.
Yep. It's one of the scourges of casual players, just trying to catch MIPS. Because like when we were kids, we didn't think of like diving and punching and catching him as he was going. We just thought of like running to him. Apparently Cheese is having, there we go. Cheese was having the same kind of problem with the box jumps that Gombill was having a few minutes ago.
So we got a question here why they're not using Japanese version. So for 70 star, US version is actually the fastest. Whereas in 16 and 120 star, Japanese version is faster.
You guys gotta realize though that in 70 star, the US version is faster by 1.95 seconds. So like, not a massive difference.
However, it is safer with this new route because you do secrets in SSL and you don't.
Your mic cut out for a second there. Could you say that again?
So the reason US version is safer as well for this new route is because in SSL they actually go full with the double pillarless. and you don't want to get that sound glitch where the game crashes on you. Where Paracucia had it twice yesterday in his race. So that's the big reason they use US. They don't want that sound glitch to happen. Gombill definitely playing the safe road here, which is not always playing it safe in the race is definitely smart. You don't want to go too wild on the stars.
Mm-hmm.
And I know after that race, a lot of people are curious to wonder if Speed Gaming would ever host a 120-star race and everybody start. But realistically, I feel like that would be a super long tournament.
Yeah. Have in mind that 120-star races take almost twice as long as one of these 70-star races, so it would demand a lot more from the streamers and from the runners.
That's true, and then of course you do have your lower tier runners where it does still take 2.5 to 3 hours even to finish a 120-star or run.
Yep, and remember that even as we saw in the group stages, with the differences in skill, like these tournaments are open to literally everyone. Some of the tournaments have primary and secondary tournaments so that everyone can actually participate while keeping the faster people on a single tournament. But the speed gaming tournaments are open to literally everyone. I could get into one of these tournaments, and I don't run this game. I would probably take about 3 hours to do 70-star, but it's possible because speed gaming, it's about the community.
That is true, that is true. I know a lot of people were wanting that more than anything.
Speaking of the community, I'm putting the link for the Discord on the chat. If you guys go over, you're going to see a lot of interesting chatter about what happens on speed gaming, what kind of races are being streamed, and yeah, just get involved.
Yeah, looks like Mythical said they'd be open to a 1-star tourney, that 120-star tourney, which that'd be amazing. That would be insane. I know a lot of the SM64 community would love to join in on that one.
Yep.
It might even be bigger than the 70-star tournament was and is.
All right, cheese05, after that unfortunate fall that he had earlier on Rainbow Ride, he is going to go for his last Rainbow Ride star. So he's cleaning up fairly fast. Gombill is still about 3 stars away, 4 stars away actually from getting upstairs. So as we mentioned, a pretty strong lead that Cheese has right now.
Gombill gets to the top of the snowman's head fairly easily there. It's always nice to see.
I absolutely love watching runners do that star. It's very satisfying. Because, like, Cheese is going to showcase exactly what I'm going to talk about right now. But when runners have to develop a really, really tight control over Mario and really tight movement in order to get through this game as fast as possible. And TikTok Clock is one of those examples where literally every star is triple jumps into wall kicks, into long jumps, into everything. Like, everything has to just line up, and when the time is moving, it's even more impressive. But Snowman's Head is one of my favorite stars in that respect because it has that little short and sweet getting to the top of the head that Yeah, it's just very nice to watch.
A very nice 100 coin and TikTok clock for Cheese. That was very clean, very well performed.
And Gombill finishing the chill with the bully star. A lot of people really like, for some reason, the noise that the bully makes as he's getting hecked. I've had some people in chat even saying, "Oh, I would fall asleep to like 10 hours of chill with the bully." I wouldn't go that far, but hey.
Alright, so Cheese is definitely in the lead currently. We can confirm that now. With Gombill just now entering Rainbow Ride. Cheese is halfway through TTC as it is.
Yep, about, I would say, a 5.5. Yep, 5.5 star lead. So unless Cheese ends up choking and falling on TikTok Clock, which can absolutely happen. He took a fall earlier in Rainbow Ride, and TikTok Clock is very treacherous. Unless he ends up
choke for nothing, am I right?
So yeah, apart from that, if the rest goes to plan, it's his race to win, basically.
Still a very solid performance here from Gombill.
Absolutely.
Both runners just putting on a great show here.
And let's not forget that Cheese is literally the only person to have a 47 in this category. It's 47.56, and Gombill is a 53.02. Their PBs are about 5 minutes apart. So if Gombill finishes with a 53 or even a 54, like, that's going to be a good performance for him either way. It's so I don't think he would be to blame if he finished with those kinds of times, and he seems to be poised to end up near that area.
He is racing the GOAT, of course, though, so. Just pulling a 47-minute time, it's out of this world, honestly. And then for Cheese to be to have actually recorded that, quite amazing.
And Cheese reaching his world record time right now. So we're not going to have a world record in this race, guys.
Cheese should now be finished. Yes, he is. So he's getting the last star here with the Toad Star, and then he'll be heading into Bowser in the Sky.
At the same time as Gombill finishes with Rainbow Ride and moves on to get the Toad and TikTok Clock.
Bowser in the Sky, another demanding level for me.
I have seen falls in this tournament from high-level players, falls during Bowser in the Sky because of tilt. Yeah, literally just because we're running, the other person is really close to me, and there's a fall. Like, even Cheese sometimes has trouble with movement. This is something that just happens. Besides, there about half of the stages on the game are above chasms. The other half are like encircled so that you don't fall off, and those are always the harder ones. Like, even Whomp's Fortress is very, very technical, partly because it is floating on the void, basically.
Alright, Cheese heading into the final Bowser throws here. He could pull a 50, which is still not bad. That's a really good time still.
That is a very good time. However, we have to remember that Bowser throws have hecked more than one world record pace run. He gets the first one, no problem. He gets the second one, no problem.
Here we go. And he gets the third one.
Amazing.
What a great show from Cheese.
Right,
Perfect.
and let's watch him finish this game.
All right, let's get our GGs in chat here for Cheese. That was a great run. And let's keep some hype for Gombill
Yep,
as he
and
finishes up TTC.
Cheese finishes in first place with an official SRL time of 50 minutes and 23 seconds. GG Cheese, that was an amazing race.
Well done indeed.
And let's see if we can get him in for an interview.
Yeah, let's definitely get some hype in chat here for Gombill. He's got 2 more stars here in TTC, and then he heads into Bowser. He's just behind PB Pace, though, I believe. Just behind it.
It's actually looking really good, having in mind what his PB is. I do believe his PB is rather old, isn't it?
Yeah, it said it was 5 years ago the last time he posted a PB, so I don't even know his most recent PB. It has definitely been a strong TTC for Gombill. He's putting on a great show here in TTC and Tippy in general. So yeah, the last posted official time for Gombill was 5 years ago.
And he gets his last start and is going to be making his way up to Bowser in the Sky.
Alright, let's get some hype in chat here for Bowser in the Sky. So not quite sure if Cheese is going to join for an interview or not, which is okay.
Yep. He's still streaming though, so if you guys go over to his stream, I'm gonna post a link of it on the chat right now. If you guys go over to his stream, I'm sure he's looking at chat. He tends to interact with his chat quite a bit, so you guys will be able to ask him anything you guys would like.
He's just such a phenomenal streamer all around, no matter what game he's playing. It's always entertaining to watch, so you guys won't.
And Gombill goes into the last Bowser fight. Let's see how he does with Bowser throws.
Oh, alright, so we do have Cheese in here with us.
Hi.
GG Cheese, that was a really good race.
Thank you, Dad.
So,
Hi.
how do you feel about that race, Cheese?
I felt really bad for the first 20 minutes. Then I felt good after. I was scared. I was playing really bad. I was like 2 minutes behind. And then I played good after. So it's fine.
Yeah, so I see you were actually using that new route.
Yeah.
Now, that's supposed to save 29 frames approximately, about 1 second.
Yeah. The point of the route for me is that the fact that you do HMC late and you do the hardest stuff first, which I like about it. That's why I do it. Because I love that you do. First of all, I think it's the first time that Mario 64 has ever had a route where you go downstairs again after going upstairs. I don't think there's ever had that. You never, like, once you're upstairs, you never went back downstairs. So the fact that you do that, I think is super cool, and I just like doing that. It's also make it a bit easier, I think, because you do like the hardest stuff first, and then you go HMC later, which is an easy stage for a 7-star. So I think it's hot shit.
That is a good point. I did notice that about the route.
Now,
I know a lot of people are liking it for that reason.
Yeah, it's good.
Yep. So Gombill has just finished his race in second place with an official result time of 54 minutes and 26 seconds. Guys, get your GGs in the chat. He did an amazing job as
Yay, Gombill! Yay!
well. We have a meme question from the chat. Cheese, do you want to answer it?
A meme question? What is it?
What is Cheese's favorite type of cheese? Does eating cheese feel like you're eating part of your soul?
I like dick cheese.
Wow. Yeah.
Great answer from Cheese there.
That's a good answer, yes.
Cheese is the best cheese.
All right. So I can see that after this race, you will be racing whoever wins between Puncation and Mr. Mean Mustache.
Oh, I thought I was gonna race Punky.
As far as I can tell, Punky has not done his race yet.
Right.
So we will be seeing. He has until the 21st,
Which
I
is
believe.
tomorrow.
Yeah, which is tomorrow. I believe that's the cutoff for this round. There might be a little lenience because if I'm not mistaken, there was Mr. Mean Mustache and Darrow took a little too long to schedule the race.
So what happened?
So yeah, but you will be. Is there any of the two that you would prefer to go up against, or?
What do you mean? I'm confused.
I mean,
so Punky has to race still against Mr. Mean Mustache.
Mm-hmm.
And then the winner of that will face you
Uh-huh.
in the next round. So he was just asking which one you prefer to race.
I mean, I wouldn't. I think it's kind of shitty that me and Punky might race this early on. But I mean, whatever happens, happens. I'd probably rather race Mr. Mean Mustache. So then, hopefully, me and Punky could if I win, we could face each other later in the tournament. But oh well, whatever happens.
I believe if Punky were to lose to Mr. Mean Mustache, though, he would.
Yeah, he would.
Out.
Yeah, he would be out because it's single elimination, I believe.
Exactly.
Hey guys.
Hey, Gombill.
We got
GG.
Gombill in here with us. GG, Gombill.
Congratulations.
How are you feeling about? Yeah, how are you feeling about that race?
I went into this run expecting and kind of hoping for like a 54, so I was pretty happy with my time, especially with the Death in the Dark World.
Yeah, I mean, your PB was posted
5 years ago.
an eon ago.
Yeah.
So, and it says 5302. What is your actual? What would you say is your actual PB?
My actual PB is 52:57. It was done off stream, so I can't prove I did it, but I just did it on like a YOLO run.
You're lying. I don't believe you.
I think it is beatable though. I've never really sat down and just, done resets and RTA'd this game. Almost every one of my runs that I've ever done has been in a race.
Okay.
So I think it's quite possible if I did try, maybe I will try at some point. I think that my PB is very beatable. I could probably get low 52, high 51 with my current strategies.
Yep. That being said, you did finish within 2 minutes of your current PB. So for a race setting, GG, man.
Yeah, I played pretty solidly other than in HMC. I lost almost a minute. The rest of the run I was pretty happy with. And I knew I wasn't going to win this race unless Cheese's house caught on fire, but I was happy that I at least put a good showing in. I had 67 when he finished, so it didn't look terrible.
My house caught on fire? Why?
It was definitely a good showing from both of you.
Cheese seems confused. No, Cheese, your house did not in fact catch fire.
Okay.
We're getting some fondue cheese on chat.
Right.
All right. So, what would you guys say was your highest point, your best part of the race if you had to pick out one moment?
For me, I had a gold split on TTC. That was probably the highlight. I was really trying to bust it out and get like a low 54, high 53 at the end. See if I could still do it.
Yeah, you had a great TTC. That TTC was phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was a
It's-
glod, boys.
Just
Yeah.
a note, I got a gold TTC as well, just saying.
This just in, Cheese got a glod in TTC as well.
So you know.
He
Yay.
had a really good TTC as well, though. So he had a great run. Both of them had phenomenal runs. So for prospective PBs, it was amazing.
Thanks, babe.
All right. So, do either of you have anything else you want to add before we finish off the stream? Any parting words from Gombill? Any good luck?
No,
for
not
Cheese?
really. Just, I mean, I've said before in previous interviews, I'm just really happy that tournaments like this happen, and I'm happy that I was able to participate and sort of add to it in whatever way I could. And if there's any other tournaments in the future, I will definitely try to join them.
120 star coming up in the near future, hopefully.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'll join it. I'm there.
Hopefully. We're trying to get it started here.
Yep. How about you, Cheese? Anything you want to add?
No.
Cool. Kurt,
Man of
concise
many
to the
words.
point.
Not really.
That takes care of that. All right. So.
Good race.
So-
Love you.
All right.
Oh,
so, oh my God. Go ahead,
Sorry.
Cheese. Go do what you need to do.
Why didn't you do the new route, Gombill? Did you not like it?
The new route, I only just was aware there was a new route when I turned your stream on 20 minutes before the race started.
Okay, yeah. I'm just.
I'm not at all in the loop about anything Mario 64. For anyone watching in the commentary, you saw a lot of like 2011 strats.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know about the route yet.
I literally I have not learned any new strats in the game since like mid 2012, except for like the cannonless setup. I learned that, but everything else is 2012 strats.
Okay.
Keeping it old school.
And he
I think
still
that's
has
cool,
that kind
that's
of PV. Well, in that case, I think we're about to end the stream. Thanks a lot, Cheese and Gombill, for this amazing race. Good
Yeah,
luck.
no problem.
That's exactly what it was. It was phenomenal, guys.
Was I ahead of Cheese for any portion of the race?
You were.
You were ahead of me after Womps. I lost like 50
Yeah.
seconds in Womps.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
You were actually ahead up to Lethal Lava Land.
Yeah.
We weren't doing the same route though, right?
No, he wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't ahead.
So it would be hard to tell. Like
after
my
he died
star
in
count may have been
Dark
ahead, but
After he died in Dark World, I was ahead.
Oh, that is true. After the Dark World death.
Yeah.
okay, well I'm signing off. Thanks for the commentary and everything. I'll be watching the rest of the tournament.
Bye, boys.
Good luck. All right,
Love
Good
you.
luck, Cheese, in the next round.
Thank you.
So if you guys liked it, let me remind you to follow the runners. We have their links on the chat. They, as you can see, they do amazingly on this and other games. You've probably heard their names. If not, like, you can tell that these two are some amazing runners that have been in the community for a long time. So go follow them. It's entertaining for you. They'll appreciate it as well. It's win-win.
And if you guys enjoyed the commentary, feel more than welcome. Drop us a follow us.
Yep. Now, if you missed any of the races, where should they go, J-Mill?
You can actually go and watch their VODs on their Twitch. Go to, which is Speed Gaming. and you can watch all the VODs from this tournament.
Yep, here and on the YouTube channel. So thanks a lot to the runners, thanks to our restreamer, and thanks to you guys, to the audience that came in. Up next on Speed Gaming, we don't have anything until tomorrow morning, but if you go to Speed Gaming 2, right now there is the Link to the Past randomizer daily race. They are doing an Old Dungeons, Enemizer, and Boss randomizer seed, which is absolutely crazy. And you should, and if you like Link to the Past, you should go see what's up with that randomizer because it's really nice to watch. And on Speed Gaming 3, they have the Zelda 1 randomizer tournament between Purepoint Lemkin and Matrick that started at the same time as this, but they should still be going on with it.
And definitely a reminder to check back in tomorrow. We have a few good races in Star. First one kicking off in the morning, like he said, at 10 a.m. Eastern between Draghi SR and that'll be at 10 a.m. Eastern.
All right, so apparently the Zelda 1 randomizer race is getting off to a close finish. If you like Zelda, go to Speed Gaming 3 to catch that. It's about to end. And with that, the stream is coming to an end. My name has been Ashay Arya.
And I'm JML Gaming.
And until next time, good luck, have fun.
Thanks for stopping in, guys. We appreciate it. Much love, guys.